Action. Well, another January.
Well, let me sit down.
Sorry. I feel like we're at home.
Yeah.
So we're just having a conversation.
It's like you got the tube on.
Yeah,
like,
like,
it's starting. Get on.
I was gonna say another early part of the year.
Yeah.
Another
mid
meh horror movie.
Bro.
That you mentioned this the last one we reviewed. When are we going to get horror movies that are like classic jump scare horror movies instead of like, let's just make a lot of blood?
Well, we turned away from that because everybody was like, every horror movie is just jump scares. And then they didn't make it scary at all.
That's what I mean. Now it's just like, what if I gut things? Oh, blood. Like, I don't. Like...
Yeah. I wanted a genuinely scary movie. Like,
yeah.
Disappointed with Nosferatu. And I know people liked it. As a movie, fine.
It's okay.
But as like pitched as the biggest
as a horror movie
ever? No, not even close. This pitched as a horror movie is like, it's fucking crazy. Hey, let's go out somewhere in the middle of the woods and we're driving this truck and then we see a guy and he's got a gun. Hey, I think I recognize you. Why don't you get in my car with my wife and children?
Yeah, there's a lot of...
And show us where to go. Just show us where to go. Drive down the street because I don't know where I'm going. And then a dude shows up and they wreck the truck. And then it's like... And then the movie's basically over. And that's the first 15, 20 minutes,
yeah,
you know?
There was a couple of things that I appreciated and liked about the movie. One, it wasn't long.
No, it was tight.
It's under 90 minutes. It's like, let's get in and get out. They get you... I don't know. It was like, it didn't do anything really well, but it also didn't do anything terribly bad either.
There were some unsettling scenes.
Yeah.
Like when he's ripping the skin off his fucking arm. That was kind of gross.
Yeah, like biting his...
Yeah, but not scary.
That's what I mean.
Like, I want to be scared.
Psychological.
No.
But it's not even that.
It's werewolf.
It's just gross on
just
screen.
Werewolf.
Yeah.
And when the Wolfman, it doesn't even look good. Like, he looked terrible. He just looks like some bald, like, fucking hunched over thing.
Because it's more realistic.
Yeah, but I want a werewolf.
Yeah, but this, I've noticed now.
I want Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, motherfucking werewolf.
Yeah.
Giant hulking thing with a fucking wolf snout and shit. Not this half-assed.
All of these movies are the same. I want you to start thinking about the last couple.
They're all the same.
It's always the dad who has to make a sacrifice to save. It's like they're all the same movie. Like, is this Night Swim?
It's Night Swim.
It was Night Swim
which
again.
was January last year. It's Night Swim without the pool.
It's Blumhouse.
Fuck.
It is like, and if you think back to like the other ones, like the Insidious is like all of these are like the dad loses his mind and is gonna like kill the family. You know what I mean? It's like. That's instantly. I'm like, I've seen this movie before, and then it hit me, and I'm like, oh, it's Night Swim. It's literally
it's
Night
Insidious.
Swim.
It's Night Swim.
We're gonna make terrible decisions while the dad gets sicker and sicker, and ends up, yeah.
Yeah, man. It was a. I won't even say like letdown because I had no expectations going into it. It was just like another like.
Yeah, honestly, the Blumhouse, whatever, they had a good track record where like no matter how cheap or even like the movie'd still be like that was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
And the last few have been like, maybe pump the brakes.
Like Megan is
read
Blumhouse,
some scripts.
right?
Yeah, and even that's better than that was better than the last couple things that have been.
That wasn't horror though. Like I don't think they can do horror anymore, or at least not this cliche, half-assed horror genre where nothing scary happens.
It's tapped. Yeah,
no, it's werewolf.
Okay,
guy gets scratched by a mysterious creature and then turns.
Well, some references. This was originally planned with when they were going to do the MonsterVerse, the Dark Universe.
But it was a different actor, right?
Right. So this was scheduled to come out like 2018 after the Mummy movie, which flopped bad. So then they postponed it, uncanceled it, rewrote the script
because we were supposed to get Invisible Man.
Well, they got the remake they changed that, retooled that, and that actually made a little bit of money.
That's like an actual horror movie,
right?
Though. Yeah.
So they're like, oh, that made a little bit of money. Let's go back and do the stupid thing we were going to do. Is basically what they decided. I will say this though, what I did like about the movie, and yes, he didn't look great. The budget of this movie is like $20 million.
That makes sense though, because they probably just
so
found a cabin.
At least
like we go up to the cabin,
right? Like how we feel. Yep.
I could get this done for cheaper than 20 mil. Are you kidding me? Let's have some old barn.
Yeah.
Let's do that really shitty effect where every time he goes into wolf vision and he can't understand them, their eyes are like glowing like flames. I'm like, that's how I'm gonna edit this whole video is just in wolf vision. You know.
The director of this is how you know they all feel the same, okay? This is what he's been attached to, written or directed.
What's his name? Give me a name.
Leah. It's a male name. How would you say?
Lee
Leah.
Lee Wannell.
Wannell? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Put it on the screen.
He's worked on Saw.
Okay. The first one?
Dead Silence. Yep, 04.
Wow.
Dead Silence, which I'm not sure. Insidious.
Okay.
Insidious 2.
Yeah.
Those where he was either a writer or an actor, and then he made his directorial debut with Insidious 3.
And that was the prequel, right?
He did Invisible Man.
Oh, okay.
In 2020.
Oh, wow.
And he did Upgrade.
Then.
Yeah.
Upgrade's got to be some stupid tech horror movie.
Yeah, that sounds
like
yeah.
that Y2K thing that came out. Okay, that's a good record, but
so
it's a very unchanged record.
Yes,
because this is Insidious. Okay. It is, Blumhouse.
He's the writer of Saw, Saw 2, and Saw 3, which are the best. Those are the best Saw movies. The first 3? No, they are.
So he can write a movie.
Because after 3, they come off the rails, so yes.
Okay.
So he didn't direct until Insidious. He did Insidious, Upgrade, Invisible Man, and
how did you
Wolfman.
not make this more...
But it all feels like those movies. So
or like less obvious.
That's the thing, though. Like, if you look at his number... Yeah, he's done some decent things, but outside of Saw, all those Insidious, it's just like this. The Jason Blum movies.
Oh,
like, you can see he's in that camp, and they just keep making that same movie.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But, like, OG Saw, was at least,
that's different. That's one of the best written...
That's what I'm trying to say.
And so that's an actual psychological thriller with only a little bit of blood. Right. So how do we go from that?
Why do you make this garbage of a movie with obvious twists and turns? Like, there's another werewolf, and it's what scratches the dad and what makes him turn. Okay. Who is the werewolf? Yeah. Spoilers, if you care, get out. The other werewolf is the dad that went into the woods and was
disappeared 20
dead.
years ago, yeah.
Of course it is.
Of course it was.
Because why is that information? That's the whole reason we're even in this stupid freaking cabin in the first place.
You gotta stop. This is the thing I always do, and you're right, but you gotta stop. Remember, half the population is not very smart.
No, I know, but this doesn't. I get that.
You're saying
I know that.
Yeah, I know.
But of course it is.
I know.
You can't have this who else would it be?
Who else would make the story impactful? Right.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Hey, let's have random gun dude fall out of the truck and die.
Because honestly,
so we can find the gun later.
Well, we never have a happy middle, because if you think about it, Night Swim is the complete opposite. It's just some crazy mystical water fairy demon thing that lives in the water.
We don't have an answer.
Right.
We don't know why.
So we either have the dumbest answer in the world or the stupidest answer in the world.
Okay. Or no answer.
So we need to have more of the middle. It's just a werewolf.
It's just a werewolf.
We didn't need a backstory with the werewolf.
But then why make it his dad in the first place?
Because we needed them to get out to the woods.
True.
But you could have done any other thing.
True.
It didn't have to be the dad.
His dad is dying and needs a caretaker.
Would have been a better twist is the dad didn't actually die. He was alive out in the woods, and he's been hunting this beast down for 25 years, and the dad saves them at the end. That would have been a twist.
Yeah.
Better than what we got, at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't hate that. Or we get the dad to kill...
Maybe the dad dies too, but
the grandpa, I guess, to kill our dad, because he's transformed.
Right. Anything
Not
else
I want to kill this other mindless werewolf and then see a tattoo on his arm that says,
Dad?
My family name.
That's what I mean. There's parts that made it meh, because I didn't hate it, but then it just kind of...
Then it just ends.
The year of the meandering movie, and then they just end.
It just ended.
It's just and that... It felt like Night Swim. And then the dad sacrificed, and we're going to be okay. The end. And you're like... Well,
they end with the mother and daughter just looking at something, and you're like, oh, they found civilization, they found a town, they're going to get help. And then they look, and it's just mountains. It's just as far as the eye can see. And you're like, so are they fucked?
Yeah, there are more werewolves coming?
Or are they stranded in this forest forever? Because they have no truck, no food, no reception.
Yeah, they're dead anyway.
They're going to die. They have to eat the wolf dad, Is that cannibalism, or is that you're cooking a wolf? I don't know. You tell me. I'm 5 out of 10. I didn't hate it. It wasn't bad. It doesn't deserve anything below that.
I know we sound extra harsh, but when things are that, to us, because we work in these things and do that, those are harder on us. The obvious things to us that are come on.
Yeah.
So
make it scary. Or make it fucking so unsettling. I don't want to be sitting in the movie theater. Has to be one or the other. Either it's jump scares, and
I'd rather complain about it being too unsettling. Evil Dead, the cheese grater on
yeah.
Super unsettling.
That's good.
Don't want to watch it again. But man, when you're watching that for the first time, that's on top of jump scares, on top of horror things, on top that's
so good.
Right?
And that weird chimera fucking thing she shoves in the wood chipper. So
that's
fucking gross.
If you're gonna do horror gore, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Like this,
Yeah.
nobody
No.
picks it and goes, "We're going for it anymore"
No.
on anything.
Plot hole.
Five. I'm gonna say.
Plot hole. I'm gonna raise up a plot hole.
Okay.
Here. He gets cut on the arm, right?
Mhm.
Cut and bit a little bit
Yeah.
on the arm, and then he proceeds to move a giant bookshelf by himself
Right.
to barricade the door, and his wound still doesn't open up. Not only till they're in the basement and he starts like dripping blood. I'm like, if your fucking arm is like fully gashed open,
That's a
you
bad.
can't lift something as big as a freaking bookshelf to barricade the door.
See, there's this. I have a two-pronged problem. When we put out the things we're gonna put out, I know that it's either A, never gonna have those issues,
Because
right?
I overthink things.
Because we overthink it, but we
Or
may
it'll
have
never
B,
get made.
it'll never make it out because you'll be looking for that. Because that's a super bad continue. Like, how do you edit that and not realize?
That's just like me
No, I
nitpicking.
know.
I'm like, how did he move that
No, but
bookshelf if he
it's-
has a gaping fucking wound
Yeah,
on his arm?
because
Like,
they forgot.
or we have to stretch this to 90 minutes, so we need 5 minutes of her not discovering the wound yet. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Middle
just-
of the road.
It was definitely. We
Wait.
haven't gotten that
In January.
that B movie early of the year kickoff really yet. That one, like, yeah, that was better than it should have been.
Yeah, we didn't get Beekeeper.
We haven't got a Beekeeper.
January sucked this year.
I have faith.
I fully gave up on
No,
January.
I don't blame you. The Love Hurts though coming out this
Yeah.
week. I do have a glimmer of hope in that.
That looks good. Hard Eyes doesn't look good. That's the Valentine's Day horror movie. Horror.
I'm
you
sure
know.
we'll be back with us. Nice,
Yeah.
nice chance. That'll be the same movie. I'm sure the
Yeah.
husband or boyfriend will
The
sacrifice
werewolf?
himself.
Yeah.
so-
Oh God, probably. Holy shit. That seems more like just killer.
Yeah.
Just like somebody wanted a Terrifier character.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But all right. Like,
Yeah,
subscribe.
we could skip this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big skip this one. All right. We're done.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy.